I'm Cade, and this is Teacher Appreciation Week.
Where's this camera at?
Bro, I...
Hey guys, we're back with another teacher appreciation video.
And I'll shout out Miss Fromm.
I'm shouting out Miss Hartman for having good music taste. Shout out to Miss Ring.
You know what? I'm shouting out all my teachers. You know who you are.
Sir.
I see you.
Sir.
Sir.
Shout out to Mr. McCoy because he always gives us pretty easy homework to do, and we don't get homework actually.
I'd like to shout out Mr. Kluss.
Mr. Kluss, because he got us Panda.
Shout out to Miss Thomas because she's very helpful and she's always telling me to get off my phone.
I want to shout out to Miss G.
Shout out to Miss G.
I'm gonna shout out Miss G for letting me bring food back here, even though I'm not supposed to.
Miss G, yeah, especially Miss G for nominating me for prom prince that I didn't win.
Shout out to Mr. Professor Winland. You are my best friend, so bestie, I hope you're seeing this.
Mr. Winland, I had him last year online school.
Shout out to Mr. Willen for giving me almonds after school. It was nice of you. Thank you.
Shout out to Ms. Woodruff for keeping up with me for 3 years.
Shout out to Ms. Rother, my English teacher, because she's ever since everyone never get a bad grade, she always calls me up and gives me more assignments to do.
Shout out to Miss Lewanen for always looking forward to read my essays.
Miss Llewellyn.
Shout out to Mr. Wallen for making second period so easy.
We would like to shout out Miss Llewellyn.
Didn't she say together?
My shout out goes to Miss Crouch because she's the best teacher.
Shout out to Miss Crouch.
Miss Crouch. She's really nice and confident.
I'd like to shout out Miss Crouch because she can give me a quiz sometimes.
And shout out to Miss Dobson for making math easy.
Shout out to Mr. Camacho for being a good teacher.
I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Cap for being a good coach and for being such a good person to me.
Shout out Coach Waller.
Shout out to Coach Carmona because these kids be nuts.
And I want to give a shout out to Coach Dub because I'll just mess with him heavy. That's my coach.
Shout out to Miss Patterson.
Shout out to Miss Patterson because it's a fun class.
I want to give a shout out to Mr. Robinson for taking every minute of the time he gets to make sure we walk out his classroom learning something new every day.
Shout out to Mr. Pena for always sneakily giving us the answers to every single assignment.
Shout out to Mr. O'Mel for keeping the classroom quiet.
Shout out to Miss Tyler. She's really cool. She's really nice. She's really awesome.
I want to shout out Ms. Babcock for not failing me.
My teacher shout out goes to Miss Babcock, my math teacher. She's also a PAL teacher as well. She is just so kind and amazing, always there to help out someone in need. And on days that I don't feel good, sometimes I just talk to her and her voice is just so calming and sweet and it just brings light.
Shout out to the PAL teachers because they're pretty gnarly, man. Shout out to the PAL teachers for not failing me.
Shout out to the PAL teachers for being such good pals.
Shout out to Mr. Torres for being a fun teacher and helping us with assignments.
Shout out to Mr. Torres in room 905 because he taught me that getting a C is bad. And now I get straight A's. So that's pretty cool.
Mr. Torres for making the class easy.
Shout out to Mr. Torres because he's one of the real ones.
Shout out to Coach Rasucci for being a great teacher.
Mr. Rasucci, he doesn't yell at me when I'm late to his class.
And Mr. Rangel.
Shout out to Mr. Orangel for making algebra easy.
Mr. Rangel, Mrs. Rangel.
Shout out to Mr. Roth. It's the end of the day and you're always making your dad jokes.
I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Hartley. He's like a real cool teacher.
Shout out to all the Wildcat teachers. Y'all seem pretty cool.
I want to shout out Miss Severson for making ceramics fun.
Shout out to Miss Ramos for giving such easy assignments.
Shout out Miss Pales, my English teacher. She helped me do a lot. Thank you.
Shout out to Miss Shah, the Chinese teacher. Shout out to her for always checking up on me, asking how I'm doing, and caring about my well-being. I really appreciate it.
Shout out to Miss Albandralo, my English teacher.
I shout out Mr. Maddox. I want to give a shout out to Miss Fromm for taking care of me.
I want to shout out Mr. Gonzalez for giving me FRQs and homework. My teacher shout out goes to Mr. Graham. He's a really cool teacher. He's my personal finance teacher.
These help prepare me for life after high school.
Mr. Graham for teaching me useful math skills.
I love Mr. Graham because I think he has one of the best classes in the whole school.
I want to thank Mr. Graham for always making me laugh and feel welcome in his class.
Actually, I lied. I like all my teachers, and I feel like each teacher deserves. My voice just cracked. Oh my gosh, no! Delete that clip.
Happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Oh my god.
Man, I can't choose, so shout out to all the teachers out there.
Happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Hands down.
Literally.
Go Liddy.
Love you guys.
Tara.
I see what's happening, yeah. You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. It's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me. Breathe it in. I know it's a lot, the hair, the body. When you're staring at a demigod. So what can I say except you're welcome. For the tide, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. I'm just an ordinary demigod. What can I say except you're welcome. For the tide, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. I'm just an ordinary demigod.
Honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that was me, I was messing around. I killed a snake, I buried its guts. Sprouted a tree, now you got coconuts. What's the lesson? What is the takeaway? Don't mess with Maui when he's on a breakaway. And the tapestry here in my skin is a map of the victories I win. Look where I've been, I make everything happen. Look at that mean mini Maui, just tickety-tap. And singing and scratching, flipping and snapping. People are clapping, hearing me rap. And bring the chorus back in.